Howdy, all you cool cats and kittens. Welcome back. It's another episode of Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real Edition here on Anti Tools Farm. I'm Jared. Berkeley's hiding behind the first barn.
Hey, oh, sorry. I was laser focused. I'm going already.
And
Half the animals are petted.
that's what we need. We need some very competitive, efficient animal petting. Berkeley, are we saving batteries for a specific future?
Yeah, there's a couple things. So, if we want to keep going in this world after we finish the community center, which it sounds like we've been interested in,
Yeah.
one of the things we'll want to do in the future is go to Ginger Island, and you need batteries for that to power the sailboat.
I was gonna say, is it an electrical?
Sailboats run on batteries,
Very cool.
not sails.
Not
I know what you're
wind.
thinking.
Why would we have a wind-powered sailboat? That
No,
sounds
that's
horribly
silly.
inefficient.
Yeah, because then you can only go with the wind, right?
Probably. I've only ever been. Have you ever been on a sailboat?
I don't think so. I've been on a motorboat. I don't know the types of boats beyond that. I don't think I've ever been on a sailboat.
So I got to go on a sailboat one time in Lake Washington, and it was like some huge. It was crazy, but the boat like turns sideways, like
What?
tilts on axis. Not like.
Oh, just like a little bit.
Yeah. How do I explain this?
Not like a 90-degree.
No, no. It's like it I should, instead of saying turns, it like tips in the water depending on the speed that you're going.
Okay.
And I very much did not expect that. Now that's the only time I've been on a sailboat, so should it? I don't know. But that's what happened to us.
It's a feature, not a bug.
Wow, look at all this stuff down here on the beach. Is the summer the best time to get beach items?
Very well, maybe. I don't know.
All right. The water
I,
even looks more tropical.
there's a couple items you can only get in winter, or maybe just the Nautilus shawl. But, um, yeah, maybe we're onto something. It's Sunday, right? We should go see the
Oh yeah.
trading traveling cart.
Yeah, what are we doing there? Seeds, right?
We want to see if she's got winter seeds, or even better, a snow yam, or anything else that we need to donate to the community center.
Okay. Well, if you go check her inventory, I'll check what we need.
Okay. You can actually check what you need from anywhere from your inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we need a melon and a blueberry.
Oh, cross melon off that mental list you just made, because I have got a bunch in my inventory
Are
right
they
now.
gold star melons
7 of them
also?
are.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so yeah, that's great. We need 5 pumpkin gold star
Okay.
quality. Oh no, we don't, because the melons will fulfill that. Never mind. So
Stupid pumpkins.
melon complete. So we need blueberry. Stupid pumpkins. We need 3 apple. We need a pomegranate. We need a snow yam. And we need 10 hardwood. And then I think we're done.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow, we are getting so close.
Well,
Um,
that means I have to go back down into the mine immediately for that
I
hardwood.
guess
Oh
it
no, I
does.
should go into
Oh yeah.
the forest.
Oh, or you should take some jade to the desert and trade it for staircases, if that is something that you
Oh
want to do.
yeah, because that's a day limited activity.
Yeah, I could go do that too if you prefer.
Oh no, I'm on it.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're new to the stream, we are completing the community center without using any tools, and we're coming up close to the end. We're doing pretty well. I think the two hardest things that we have left are the hardwood, which we're only able to get from like barrels and crates in the mines, and snow yams, which you usually need to hoe for. But we now have a bunch of winter seeds, so as soon as we can plant those winter seeds, we've got a good chance of getting a snow yam.
So not this is a rough segue, sorry, but I keep thinking about this. I think it's fair to say, Berkeley, that neither of us were in the popular crowd in high school. Would you agree
What?
with that?
Yeah, I would.
What? Yeah. So, like, my social media presence has never been particularly exotic, glamorous,
Hmm.
in demand, I would say. And now that I'm in the world of Twitch streaming and podcasting, there's a lot about social media that I don't really uh, understand. So I'm kind of learning it all as I go now. And one
Hmm.
of those things, because I'm an old person, is how to make reels or TikToks or YouTube shorts, whatever your preferred name for those is. And so I was messing around with making one this week for our channel, SV Tear on YouTube. Is it
Hmm.
SV dot tear?
That's a good question. Our URL, we don't have enough subscribers to have like a custom URL. So I think it might be the whole Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real edition.
Okay. Regardless, you can find it in our link tree. Um, we're experimenting with shorts to try to get out the word and showcase some of our fun trivia, and I don't know, just it's another way to create entertainment and value. And uh it's also surprisingly kind of a lot of work to do right.
Mm.
And I had this idea while I was talking with Berkeley pre stream. What if we just deep faked ourselves? And you know, then we can just make the computers do it for us, right?
Yeah. And
But
then that got, oh,
yeah,
go ahead.
no, you'll explain it better than I can, I'm sure.
Oh, just talking about deep fake stuff. I know we've talked a lot about AI like ethics on this stream. I researched AI in grad school, and so I've got a lot of feelings about it. But one of the interesting like sub areas of AI cheating people out of their jobs is with voice. So if I were to make an AI, train it on hours and hours of Jared's voice, and then use that AI to make Jared say things he didn't actually say, um, obviously there's a lot of like really problematic stuff you could do with that. So yeah, we didn't prepare a lot to talk about this, but wanted to just talk
Well,
about that.
one of the things that you told me that I thought was super fascinating is that James Earl Jones, the dude who voiced Darth Vader in the original trilogy, and I think the recent movies as well, has sold the
Yeah.
rights to his voice. And that's wild. Because that's not just like, oh, you know, you own the royalties or you get the royalties to all the vocal recordings I've made, but you can replicate the sound of my voice with AI, and because you own the rights to that, you can now make money off of performances I didn't actually do, but it sounds like I did because AI is mimicking for me. And that's crazy to me. I
Yeah. I think there's a lot of interesting. So obviously, doing that without someone's consent, I think we can all agree would be like an amoral thing to do. I'm curious about like where the law stands on it. And here's like an example that I was thinking of. If I were to draw a picture of Mickey Mouse and use that in some marketing material without Disney's permission, they would for sure sue me and not be happy about that, and they would probably win.
yeah.
Um, if I were to do just a Mickey Mouse impression, either like an explicit, I'm about to do a Mickey Mouse impression and then did it, or like did it without referencing directly. I think that's a lot fuzzier, and I'm not sure like what the legality of that would be. I imagine that the laws around voice are a lot less developed than the laws around like images.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, just imagine like I don't know. Like in the future, you could have voices that are more in demand or less in demand, and like
Mm.
voice types. I don't know. Just imagine a catalog of voices that you could choose from, and then you could have that represent whatever it is that you're trying to sell or create. That's wild to me on its own, but the theft side of it is a whole different problem because right now, especially in the age of the internet, um, all of this stuff is available. Like this stream, any podcast, especially like successful ones run by famous people, you know, that's data that can be used to train an AI to then like emulate them. Like you said with Mickey Mouse is a great example. Like you could emulate Mickey Mouse pretty easily because there's so much out there. It's also a pretty easy voice to do, so there's that. But there's just if that's the new market, it's going to be really tricky to try to enforce that while protecting creativity and allowing for the free exchange of information that we have right now. I could see a future where that very much doesn't exist to try to protect your own vocal signature, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're a creator and your like source of income is distributing the things that you've created, you have to put it out there for people to see. Um, and that puts you at risk of people stealing your data, which is just really unfortunate. That's one part of the issues with Dolly and other image generating AI that I think is really sad, that people can't just opt out of that. You can't just not put your artwork on Instagram and expect to still be able to sell artwork because that's just where the marketing is today.
Yeah.
So, yeah, tough questions.
Wouldn't it be surreal if we moved back to a gallery focused art world? And
Oh man.
I don't know. I mean, just move back to CDs, move back to, I don't know. Radio is still kind of the same deal. There was never really a paid radio, was there? That's interesting. I guess you have like Sirius XM satellite radio, whatever. I've never subscribed to that, but audio really is the tough one to try to lock down because people pay for movies. People pirate movies, but the majority of people will pay for movies. Did you just go pet the dog?
Yeah, I
Aw,
did.
very sweet.
Well, that's enough of that. Wow, we made a ton of money. I sold a bunch of melons. I saved a bunch of melons too, don't worry.
Good. We needed 6.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I got 5 gold star and 1 regular no star.
Regular, boring, old, normal melon.
And our earnings were a palindrome, 11411. Look at
Hmm.
that. And our earnings in the other category were 1441, also a palindrome. Do you think there's aliens in this world?
Oh man, there's gotta be, right?
Babarma in the chat says, in the style of Dana Carvey doing an impression of Tom Brokaw. I don't know who either of those people are.
So
Can you do that for me, Jared, so I know what it sounds like?
blueberry. That's blue. There's some blueberry over here today.
What?
That's
That can't be a real person.
it definitely is. In fact, I believe they were quite a famous reporter. There's an SNL skit about the death of Gerald Ford, and they have this dude do a bunch of takes before he goes on vacation of just all these crazy, outlandish scenarios for how Gerald Ford could die so that they could air a clip just in case it were to happen.
That's
And
really funny.
yeah,
They
80s
did that.
SNL. Anyways, go ahead.
They did something really similar on the show 30 Rock. Have you ever seen that?
I have not.
It's like a spoof of SNL, created by Tina Fey. So it
Oh,
makes
I
sense
take
that it
that
would be
back. I did
similar.
watch the first episode and it was wild. Anyways, continue.
I love that one. It's really clever. There was a whole episode where they were trying to make an announcement about an emergency before the emergency happened, so they were just trying to be as generic as possible. And they ended up settling on this song, uh, like "God help the people, the thing that happened to," was the chorus. And then there was a hurricane, and so they aired it before anyone else could. But then it turned out that the hurricane had only hit Mel Gibson's Private Island.
So it's still wrong.
Uh, Classic. Megan in the chat is helping me out. Dana Carvey is from Wayne's World, and Tom Brokaw was a news reporter. Thank you for the context. Jared, we've got a blueberry. Are we gonna finish? Are we gonna finish the pantry today?
There's no way.
I think we're gonna finish the pantry today.
Nope.
Was that nope in earnest?
Okay, so we do
You're
have the summer
wrong.
crops
We're
bundle.
gonna finish the.
But the snow yam,
Finish the
did you get
pantry
one?
today. That's the crafts room. I don't care
Oh,
about the crafts room. The crafts room
okay.
doesn't get us a greenhouse.
You're right. My bad. You're correct.
Speaking of correct, I've got some trivia questions.
This is the craziest transition. I love it. High energy. All right,
Jared, are you
let's hear
ready?
'em.
This is
You
tradition
know that
now.
I'm not.
You know, if we do it 3 streams in a row, then we have to do it every stream for the rest of our lives.
And that's a commitment I'm ready to make that. I'm happy
Okay.
with that.
I don't know who has the tougher job, me making the questions or you answering them on the
Well,
spot.
since I have no sense of pride or like self-identity or shame, I think you
Oh,
definitely
geez.
have the tougher job.
Well, this week was easy because Megan in the chat helped out a ton with most of these questions. Thank you. Full credit to Megan in the chat.
Thank you, Megan, in the chat.
Speaking of which, let me just try to get the chat open. It is so hard to have 2 windows open on this tiny little laptop I'm using next to me. Okay. So today's category for trivia questions is dialogue. I've got a bunch of just off the wall, totally bonkers dialogue. Um, and I want you to guess who said it. So we're gonna start with some kind of tame ones and then work our way up. Well, first one. Are you ready?
I am very afraid about what I'm about to hear.
Okay.
But
Well, we'll start easy. Not
Okay.
easy. Tame.
Tame. All right, hit me.
Picture this. You walk into a store. The store owner sees you. They smile and they say, "Did you remember your wallet?" Whose store are you in?
I feel like Pierre, that would be too forward for Pierre. So I could see that being JojaMart because that's like, oh, you only like me for my money. Classic. But I could also see that being Sandy, maybe, because she seems like
Oh,
the type of lady who would just be pretty straightforward and upfront.
I forgot about Sandy. That is a good guess. That is incorrect though. The correct answer is, anyone in the chat want to guess? Babarma also guesses JojaMart. The correct answer is Pierre. He can be
Scoundrel.
that forward when he wants to be. I found that he's the most shameless when he's trying to sell his own wares, like most of us. I think that's relatable.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
good guess.
there it is.
All right, picture this. You walk into a different place of business. The store owner or the place of business owner looks at you. I'm giving too many hints on accident. Smiles and says, "You smell like dirt. Good."
Uh... Okay, if that's what I heard when I walked into a store in real life, I would immediately turn around and walk out. You smell like dirt. Good. Man. Well, I could see that maybe being Marnie because she runs like the livestock side of things, which is more farming related. But it's not dirt. Like livestock don't grow in the dirt, so that doesn't really make that much sense. Pierre sells a lot of seeds, So I could see that being Pierre. Um, and Robin is very outdoorsy, so she might be supportive of that. I don't know. That's tough. I'm gonna go with Robin.
Hey, Robin is a great guess. We got some guesses in the chat as well for Willie and
Oh, Willie. Oh, I could totally see Willie doing that.
Scamble 3 guesses the Adventure Club guys. That's what I thought as well when I read this, but it is not the Adventure Club guys. The correct answer is Gunther at the museum.
Oh man, I
I
didn't
don't know
even
if it
think
was
about that.
fair for me to call the museum a place of business, but I at least didn't call it a shop. I think the implication there is that you've been rummaging around in the dirt for some sweet, sweet artifacts to donate to
Yeah,
him.
yeah. Plus, I mean, I would say that it is a place of business because goods and services are exchanged.
Are they exchanged or are they just given one direction?
Well, I mean, you get rewards, right?
Yeah,
Some.
some rewards. Sometimes helpful rewards, especially if you're not doing a no tools run. Okay, next one. This is not a place of business. There's a character who says to you, "I found an ashtray in," and then a character's name in their room, and it smelled really weird. Should I be worried about this? Who said it, and who are they talking about?
Oh, okay, I think it's got to be one of the kids, for sure, that says that. And
Okay.
what's the lady who does the psychedelic tea?
Uh, Caroline.
Yeah, it's got to be about Caroline.
Okay, good guess. Um, I'll give a minute for anyone in the chat to chime in if they want.
Yeah, do you guys agree with me? Is it Caroline? I don't know who else is gonna be smoking the devil's lettuce in my good Christian neighborhood.
Okay, we've got a correct answer in the chat. Susie Moo says Robin, talking about her
Oh,
son Sebastian,
wait.
who, as you might remember, does have a bong that he brings with him when he
Oh
moves into
man,
your house if you marry him.
I forgot that that was a choice. Okay. Well,
Interesting to have a bong and an ashtray, but I don't know about these things.
maybe he doesn't want to just dump the ashes straight into the trash, I guess.
Yeah, guess so. Okay, good job, Susie Moo. Excellent guessing. Or maybe you just knew. For these last ones, I'm going to. I've got five pieces of dialogue, all from the same person who I think. I After this exercise, I'm pretty sure this is the most unhinged person living in the Stardew Valley. Um, so five pieces of dialogue from the same person. I'll give them to you one at a time and
Okay.
let you guess. I don't want to drag it on too long, but we'll see if I've ordered them in terms of like how good of a hint they are. So the first one, um, Dr. Harvey, this is completely confidential, right? Which is a hilarious thing to say while you, the farmer, are in the room talking to them. Any initial guesses, or should I move on
Oh
to
man.
hint number two?
Well, who would be worried about confidentiality?
I mean, everyone had a doctor, right? I would be,
I
especially if the town farmer just barged into my exam.
yeah. I guess I'm just trying to think like the only person that I would expect to be that silly would be Pierre.
Okay.
To like expect it to be confidential when I'm in the room. I don't know.
Hmm.
But I've never actually been to the doctor, so who is sick in the
In
town? Who needs to see
in
the doctor?
in real life? In real life, you've never been to the doctor, or in the game? Tell me it's in the game, Jared.
Oh no, definitely in the game. Yeah,
Okay.
for sure
Whew.
in the game. In real life I've been to the doctor multiple times.
Okay. Well, good logic. It's not Pierre. Scamble guesses George. Another good guess.
Oh, George. Yeah, he old.
He old. He goes to the doctor for sure. Okay, hint number two. This one happens on Ginger Island, so I've never seen it with my own eyes since I have never been to Ginger Island, but I did see it on the wiki. This person says, hee hee. It's interesting to see everyone in their bathing suits.
Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Uh, I don't want to be presumptive, but that feels like it could be one of the female characters.
Because it's masculine to say haha. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah, I think he kind of tries to show a higher laugh, which doesn't necessarily mean anything. I
Hmm.
have an incredibly high piercing laugh,
Yeah, maybe
but
I biased it. Should I say it in a deeper voice?
please,
It's interesting to see everyone in their bathing
you gotta
suits.
laugh in the voice too.
Hee hee. Well, that comes off as creepy. Yeah, never mind. I'll give you the point for that. We have narrowed it down to a woman, a
All
female
right,
character.
I'm good, cool. I'm glad that I didn't just curse myself with that one. Yeah, what bathing suits and Ginger Island. So that means that they
Ginger Island.
are a traveler.
I think most characters go to Ginger Island at some point. I don't know
Oh,
since I've never been there, but
yeah. Okay.
let's move on to the next one. I feel like you cut out half of the candidates that time, so that's pretty good. Okay, next line. Again, hee hee. This time spelled differently. The last time it was two words, this time it's one word. Finally, a chance to show off all my hard work at aerobics club.
Oh no. Uh so they exercise and they're proud of it and they also care about what other people think about them. Uh I'm not going off a lot here because you know that I don't know a lot in general. But I will say that the folks who meet up at the shrine, Yoba's shrine,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like would be a good list of people who are socially interacting and might potentially care about appearances. And
Interesting. So there's two meetings that happen in Pierre's house. So there's like I think it's on Sunday mornings. There's a group of people that goes to worship at the shrine. On Tuesday mornings, there's a group of women that meet for aerobics. Are you talking about one or the other of those events?
do they meet for aerobics in the church?
They don't. They meet right next to it in the large living room of
Oh,
Pierre's
okay.
house.
Yeah, so I was actually going to guess, I don't remember her name, but Pierre's spouse, um,
Caroline.
Caroline. So that's what I was going to guess just based on that clue. But there are other people there, I just don't remember who they are.
Yeah. Okay, pretty good. We're gonna keep going. So this next one is something that gets said at the Stardew Valley Fair. Uh, she says, "I tried my best, but my display is pretty weak compared to Pierre's. Well, maybe the judge will give me bonus points for the massive cheese wheel."
Okay. Well,
I feel like those aren't bonus points. That should just be regular points, right? To
yeah.
have a cheese wheel at your Grange display.
I've been to some Grange displays here in the relatively rural place I live, and I've never seen a giant cheese wheel. So maybe bonus points just for having cheese in general. But that makes me think of Marnie because Marnie has the livestock to make the cheese. So that's a thought. But the
Ding, ding,
Pierre
ding, ding.
connection.
Oh,
Oh, I was
oops.
right.
Sorry, keep going. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
The Pierre connection was throwing me a little bit. But again, I guess that's the social interaction. She goes to Pierre's place to work out, maybe to worship. So,
Yeah, I think Pierre also probably. I think it's implied that he wins the Grange display every year that you don't win.
oh,
So I think that's why she's talking about him. And congratulations to Babarma and Scamble3 and Susie Moo in the chat who all guessed that or were going to guess it.
wow.
Um,
Good work,
well
everybody.
done.
Way to know your Stardew facts. I don't.
And let me just give you one more piece of dialogue from her. Also at the Grange display, if you put Mayor Lewis's shorts in your Grange display, she says, "That was some strange looking purple lettuce in your Grange display. I swear it looked just like Mayor Lewis's special Oh, never mind."
Okay, but does that imply that Mayor Lewis is wearing around like a purple cabbage as underwear?
It's just very frilly, okay?
All right, all right.
Lots of tulle. Okay. Well,
Dang,
that is my Stardew trivia for today. Thank you for playing. Thank you, chat. You did great. Good guesses.
that was wild. Berkeley, Megan, thank you for preparing that. Sorry, Berkeley, Megan in the chat, thank you for preparing that.
Yeah, most of that was making in the chat, so thank you. Anyone have any ideas for trivia topics in the future? I was gonna do a whole session on just like cutscenes, but then I realized that a lot of those are spoilers. And personally, I don't like knowing like the 10 and 14 heart events for people until I court them, because it's just fun to see that organically. So I didn't want to rob that experience from anyone else. Jared, do you want me to keep the fruit tree fruit, the oranges and peaches we're getting?
Uh, I don't feel like I know enough to make an educated choice, but I would say no, just sell it. We can always
Okay.
get more, right?
Yes, we sure can. The main benefit of them is that they're universally liked gifts. So you can make friends with anyone by giving them fruit from a fruit tree, and then you don't have to worry about who likes what.
Hmm.
But we can worry about that later if we decide to
Make
pursue
friends.
friendship with everybody,
Yeah,
make friends.
we don't do that
Yeah.
here.
So if we do choose to try to complete perfection or get as close as we can to perfection after we complete the community center, we won't be able to go all the way because you need tools for that. Um, but one of the requirements for perfection is getting full hearts with everybody, and that is definitely something we can do without tools. So, a little something to look forward to.
All right, I am in the fairy woods. Is that are they called the fairy woods? Is that actually the name?
The Secret Woods?
Okay. My mom called them the fairy woods one time, and because I
Hmm.
know so little about the game, I was just like, "Oh yeah, well that's probably the official name."
Yeah, I like that. That's maybe even a better name. Okay, Susie Moo suggests oh, more dialogue trivia. Yeah, that's a great point. There's a ton of dialogue in this game. We could probably do another few rounds of dialogue trivia. And Scamble points out people and monsters and dwarfs love coffee. Is that like another universally liked gift? Is that what you're talking about? Just in case anyone wasn't aware, there's a very annoying lag between when you say things in the chat and when I see them. Or maybe it's between when I say things and you hear them. I don't know when the delay is. I think it's both ways. So
Berkeley, I got a
yeah.
mahogany seed.
You got a mahogany
I
seed?
got
Where
it.
did you get a mahogany seed? Oh, in the secret woods?
Yeah,
Nice. That is exciting. Do you want to go plant that in the desert?
I do. As soon as I figure out how to use the chair again.
What level was it that had the most barrels and crates?
19 was one of them, and there were, I think, two others spaced out on uh, levels with the ending digit 9, but I don't
Okay.
remember the exact spacing.
19 is probably going to be the easiest to get to because there should be easier monsters there. I will see if I can get there. Ooh, Susie Moo suggests trivia about random events that can happen on the farm. Um, I like that. I don't think that is too much of a spoiler. And we've had a few events on the farm that we haven't known what they were. In fact, we had one at the end of last stream where we heard a strange noise. I peeked around a little bit to see if that was the alien, and I didn't see an alien. But that doesn't mean that that's not what that was. So I would benefit from knowing more about the random events that can happen on the farm. I like that idea.
So I just ran into Kent hanging out here in the vacant lot behind his house. Is it
Sketchy.
possible to build a house in this slot? Is that a thing?
Not that I know of. I know that there's a couple like town upgrades that you can unlock after completing the community center. I don't think that's one of them.
Okay.
I think you can clean up some of the trash around town, and you can build a new house for Pam and Penny. But those are the only ones I'm aware of.
So those houses go like do they replace the ones they live in now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pam and Penny live together, so that's just one.
Okay.
It replaces the trailer that's between Mayor Lewis and George's house.
So then what do they do with the trailer? Just push it into the river or something?
Yeah, I guess so.
All right, I've got 3 birthday cakes and I want to give them all to Linus.
Hey, where did you get 3 birthday cakes?
I don't even know.
Oh,
They were in
probably
my
from the community
inventory.
center when you did you donate things?
Oh yeah, I did. That could be it. All right, I'm here to join you on your quest for barrels.
Okay, I didn't have anything that would help me. Like I don't have any bombs or
Ah,
staircases, so
did
I'm on
you
level
know?
13 right now, which is not a good level to be on.
Did you know that I have all of them? Why did you start on level 13?
I first I went to level 15 and then I got stuck, so then I went up to level 10
Ah,
and now
okay.
I'm on 13.
Yeah, well, yeah, it would be impossible for you to start. Well, I've got staircases. If you come down to
Okay,
level
15.
15 and then go down one more. Nope, I am on level 15. Today is Tuesday the 16th in game, which is why I'm confused.
Hey, I found you. We talked last time, right, about how the sprite for the staircases doesn't make sense.
Yes.
It starts out as a box and then turns into a ladder, and it's called a staircase. Hey, that was quick.
Sorry, I left you hanging there.
Oh, no worries. Okay, I read a book this week that I want to talk about, um, called Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow. Have you heard of it?
I I follow this Bookstagram page that I'm going to butcher the name if I don't read it correctly.
Briar Avenue Books?
That is correct. Thank you.
Or is it Briar Ave Books? Oh, shoot. I'll link it in our story tomorrow. How about that?
And
Um,
they did a like cover reveal of it, and I want to say they did a review of it. Um, but I don't want to put posts in their mouth either. But it looks beautiful, and then I actually went to a book party hosted by the account owner, and that was one of the books that was exchanged there, and it was so
mm,
cool looking that now I want it.
yeah, it's a beautiful cover. Um, okay, Megan in the chat confirmed it is Briar Avenue Books, and she is the one that runs the account. Highly recommend it. And Androxima says that's on their list to read too. Yeah, so I highly recommend this book. Just a little synopsis. So it is about two video game designers who meet in college and make a game together and becomes successful, and then they make a lot more games together, um, which is a fun premise. But the book, I would argue, isn't like really about that. That's not what makes the book shine. It is really about just the really complex relationships between the characters. It was just so beautiful to read. It's not one of those books that's like you don't read it for the excitement like you would with maybe a traditional like sci-fi or fantasy book. It's just very much about characters and relationships and complicated situations. I found myself like lying awake at night wondering if these characters were going to be okay with their friendship and with their lives and their mental health and the choices that they were making. It just gripped me from the very beginning. The writing is so beautiful. There were so many times where chapters would reference each other and there would be lines borrowed from earlier in the book and callbacks that were really beautiful. Um, the title itself is a reference to Macbeth, I believe. Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow is the start of a famous monologue from that play. So that there's just a lot of really good culture, I guess, in these books. Um, I recommend it if you're looking for a thinker. It did not leave me feeling great because the relationships and the mental health of the characters is pretty complicated. But yeah, just
But it
a
was
very
gripping.
beautiful book. Yeah, gripping and beautiful.
I
Made me
like
feel
that.
lots of things.
That's I would say that those are my preferred types of stories actually. I think when I watch movies, I like resolution. When I read books, I don't necessarily need it.
Mm,
Um Berkeley, you recently started reading a book series that I really like, the Red Rising series, and
mm,
yeah, I mean spoilers, but that is a prominent feature in that series is that you got to really wade into it before things improve.
mm.
Look what we got. We got to the middle and no wood at all.
Zero barrels, zero baskets. Oh my goodness. I can't believe we didn't notice that earlier.
Well,
Should I zoom out? When
you're
I play on
good.
mobile, it's really easy to zoom in and out, and so when I'm in the mines, I just zooming out is always the first thing that I do.
I'm going to use this
Also,
staircase to get us out
okay,
of here
yeah, it's
quickly.
super late. Good call. So tomorrow and tomorrow and tomorrow, I recommend it.
Um, have you read Ready Player One?
I have not. I really enjoyed the movie. I heard the book was pretty different and probably even better.
Yeah, so this Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow sounds almost like a prequel, just
Mm,
in the very broad terms that you've discussed. That it has similar themes, but maybe more in the future. And it is a really good book. One of my favorite books. Level 9 combat, plus 5 HP, new crafting
oh,
recipe, iridium band, new cooking recipe, squid ink ravioli. That does not sound good.
yuck. What? Pudding ravioli? That's one item? That's
Yeah,
just yuck.
bad cooking
Concerned Ape.
ideas.
What's wrong with... Well, I got level 9 farming and gained the ability to craft a seed maker.
It's finally happening. It's all coming. I mean, oh yeah, it's all coming together.
That is a voice that I would like to rip off with AI.
Yeah, I
The
I can't do
voice of
that.
Kronk.
That is it is so smooth. So that means that we could start making winter seeds, right?
So we need a winter root as well to put in the seed maker. You put things in the seed maker and then it gives you seeds for that thing,
Okay.
um, with a few exceptions. The first time I ever used a seed maker, I put an ancient fruit, which was one of the most valuable items in the game, in the seed maker,
Yeah.
and what I got back was mixed seeds. And I found out
Yay.
later that there's just like a 1% chance of that happening anytime you put anything in the seed maker, and I just happened to get very unlucky and then immediately thought that machine was useless.
That is so sad, Berkeley. And yet, isn't that why we play video games? To explore and be unknowingly screwed over?
That's exactly it. If I could just sum up video games in one sentence, that would be it.
You're actually telling me about a game that you were playing recently that left you with a different taste in your mouth, I guess.
Yeah, I just want to preface this by saying I'm enjoying the game, but for like really different reasons than I usually play games. So, the game I'm playing right now when I'm not streaming is Disco Elysium. So the premise of that game is you wake up with a hangover and amnesia, and you're a detective in this really gritty, futuristic, uh, not quite steampunk, just yeah, dystopian, futuristic world, in a very, very gritty city. And you're trying to solve a murder and figure out your own identity at the same time. And you start the game kind of unconscious, and there's a few other points in the game where you kind of go unconscious and have this glimpse of a world beyond, and people are talking to you as if you're not really human, and you're trying to like solve that part of the mystery as well. It's just a very mysterious game. But the artwork and the dialogue and the voice acting is all very, very beautiful. And I've heard lots of people rave about this game for the story and the mystery. And I'm really enjoying it when I play it, but I've noticed that unlike other games I played, I'm when I'm not playing it, I'm not like itching to go back to it. Like when I was playing Assassin's Creed or even Lego Star Wars, like when I wasn't playing it, I was thinking about it and looking forward to when I could play again. And I haven't felt that with Disco Elysium. And it just made me think about the different reasons we play different types of games and the different types of moods that games can evoke. I was curious if you've noticed that in your own playing, if there's certain types of games you like to play in certain moods or different goals that you've noticed games having.
I'll
That's
say,
also a question for people in the chat.
yeah,
Feel free to chime in.
definitely tell me what you guys think. For myself, I'll say that the games that I've played the most have been games that encourage like interpersonal communication and problem solving. I play a lot of tactical shooter games, which are not like a lot of other games, in that they are a lot of other shooter games specifically, in that they're supposed to be a little bit slower paced and thoughtful, and so you have to really think, but you have to be able to think on your feet, and it's just my brain really likes that. But when I'm not playing those games, the games that I play to relax, or when I'm sick and I just don't have the energy to do that kind of frenetic activity level, I love to play RPGs. You know, Skyrim is the classic.
Mm.
And the Hitman series is another one that I've spent a lot of time playing. I just found a strange bun. What's inside? If I don't know what's inside, should I be eating it?
I think it gives you like a ton of health and energy, which is not something that we really run out of here on SV Terrace since you have an awesome sword and we don't use tools, so we rarely lose energy.
It just feels like a lot. Anyways, sorry. So yeah, I like games that help me to interact with people, to do problem solving, and get me thinking, but only when I'm like, only when I have energy. When I
Mm.
don't have energy, I much prefer single player games that are at my own pace. And the Hitman series is one of those that you can really choose to play at your own pace. And there's not a ton of levels, but each level has a lot of depth. So there's a lot of replayability because you can solve the problems in them in a bunch of different ways. Um, yeah.
Cool.
Chat, what did you guys say?
Still waiting for the chat. Um, Another reason I've been thinking about this is I got a Switch for Christmas, and so I've been playing that. I thought that I would like if I had more than an hour to game, I would go to my PC. If I had less, I would just like play on the Switch. Was
Yeah.
my how I thought it would go. I have not played on my PC other than to stream with you since we got the Switch. It's just at night I put my daughter to bed, I eat a bowl of ice cream, and I sit on the couch and play Mario Kart. That's just my new routine. That's just what happens.
Yeah, that's a good life.
Yeah.
Berkeley, can
Not
I
what I
ask,
thought would happen though. Yeah, go ahead.
have you ever played a Zelda game?
I have not. Breath of the Wild is definitely on my list.
Do you currently, yeah, so you plan to play it. Do you know, I'm so curious what you're going to think of it, because it's very different from the rest of the series. So you having not played
Hmm.
any of them will give us like a, I don't know, maybe a more true reflection on the game just as a game and not as a Zelda game or as a sequel or anything like that.
That's really funny. That was my experience with Assassin's Creed because Assassin's Creed Odyssey was the first game I ever played, Assassin's Creed game I ever played. And so I can't talk with people about it online because they're all like purists that only like the first, 7 games.
Yeah.
And the 36 after that are no good, according to them.
36.
Just kidding. There's not that many.
I was
But
like, wow.
um, Like the three most recent games in the series have apparently been very different from all the ones before it. And so I love it, but I can't talk with Assassin's Creed game fans because they don't like it
Yeah.
in general, from what I've seen. Androxima says it's fascinating that I've never played a Zelda game. Yeah, I wasn't into games as a kid. My parents were very anti-video game, so we had a Wii for a while, but that was really the only system I played on. And yeah, most of my gaming was Lego Star Wars and
Wii bowling.
Minecraft, Wii bowling. Yep, lots of that. Um, yeah, so I had the Wii. I guess that was Nintendo. I don't know if they had Zelda games for that. I wasn't super keyed into
They
what was
did.
popular at the time.
They have, in my opinion, the best Zelda game ever made, which is Twilight Princess, was for the
Oh,
Wii.
cool.
But I will save my thoughts about that until you've actually played Breath of the Wild, so I don't want to
Right.
sully the waters for you.
Nice, thanks. But Barman says that they play Tetris. That is a good one.
Tetris is such an interesting game. It's in the same category of games that make you think, but it's almost a different type of thinking. Like,
Hmm. Oh, yeah.
you can shut off your conscious brain and then like hone in on the subconscious. For me,
Hmm.
if you're my brother Alton, then you're going to be like planning it out and you know how to do all the fancy moves. I don't know how to do that. I make line piece go in line piece hole, and that's all I can do.
Yeah, I have always wanted to be good at Tetris, but haven't put the hours in to become good at Tetris, so I'm not.
Yeah.
Love the vibes though. Good music, good color scheme. Is Tetris one of those ones that is old enough that like anyone can make their own version and it's fine?
I don't think
Or is it
so.
still like an official brand franchise?
I have heard that the release of the original Tetris game has quite a bit of crazy stuff happening in the story of it, and I'm not super. Wow, started speaking Russian for a second there. I'm not super familiar with the story, but I do know that they still enforce their copyright fairly aggressively, from what I've
Hmm,
seen.
interesting. Yeah, the creator of it, I think, was living in the USSR at the time, right? And so there was maybe some ownership issues.
Yeah, I think that that's correct. I would have to read more about it to give you the straight facts, but yeah, that sounds right from what I know. Berkeley, I'd like to add really quick because you may not have been watching my screen when this happened, but we
Mhm.
have fulfilled our hardwood quota.
Oh
I
my
found
goodness, that's so
three more
exciting.
in the mines, and we still have our seedling that I haven't planted yet. So
Wow. Okay. Wow. This is big news, guys. The hardwood was going to be I knew from the beginning that was going to be one of the hardest things for us to get. And here we are.
we did it.
Um, do you want to do one more day or should we call this the last day?
Up to you. I can do one more.
Yeah, let's do one more.
All right. I have a bunch of geodes that I've been holding on to.
Yeah, do you want to go donate some?
Yeah, I could go process them and see if we get anything worthwhile. Is there any reason for us to donate tonight, even though we're playing another one, just to get the greenhouse started, or do we need to clear land for it first?
We do not need to clear land for it. I think we should do it last though, just for the drama.
Okay, I agree.
Yeah, so there's like the old dilapidated ruined greenhouse over here, and that just gets replaced with the fixed greenhouse. We might actually need to place a couple bombs to access it, but we don't need to clear space. Just clear a walkway,
What was
which I guess
Grandpa
is space.
doing that the greenhouse got that thoroughly destroyed?
Lying in that bed, that awful, awful bed.
That was enough. All right. That's like the I don't know. The I feel like this was a trope in like old movies where like the ugly person looks in the mirror and it cracks, but it was like a grandpa in the bed weirdly and it cracked the greenhouse.
Funny you should mention that. One of the first interactions in Disco Elysium, this isn't a spoiler, I think, because it's in the first 3 minutes, but you look in a mirror and it gives you psychic damage just because of how hideously hungover and uh, amnesia you are.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Scamble pointed out that when we finish the community center room, the greenhouse will be completed the next day. So it'll be next stream that we will fill that up with our winter seeds. It's probably the first thing that we're gonna do.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Um,
We've just made so much progress in the
yeah, this
last
is
few
great.
streams. I'm gonna sell this strange bun. I just don't trust it, man. Maybe I'll
It's
give it to
totally fair.
somebody.
Okay, can you imagine you're walking down the street, or let's say you're in a cave, you encounter a gross creature, you kill it, food drops out of it, you put it in a bin on your property, and the mayor of your town exchanges it for money. What's your moral obligation in that case? Do you need to like include a disclaimer with it?
I need to
Hey,
know
by
what
the
the
way,
mayor's doing with it that he wants to pay me for it.
oh, Megan in the chat says don't give anyone strange button. I assume that means gift and not sell.
Don't gift. Don't gift
Don't
strange
gift
bun.
strange button.
What happens
That's
if I do it?
put that on a t-shirt. Do not gift strange bun. Scamble says deet the bun. I think they meant eat the bun.
Nope. We gotta spray it with mosquito repellent now. I mean, that wouldn't make it objectively worse, right? It's still strange at that point.
Yeah, you still picked it up off a dead creature in a cave.
Hmm. Is that what the creatures eat? Did they just eat strange buns?
I don't know.
Can you imagine if somebody's like main money, like their income came from killing people and taking whatever food was on them and selling it?
Ugh. Yeah, that
You
would not
know,
go over
like
well in our society.
like some different alien race is attacking us for granola bars.
They
Uh,
don't know how to make their own. They
y-
have to just like get them off of their victims.
yeah.
Some disturbing worlds that you can imagine, Jared. You just gotta say
Okay, if that was the first time that I had heard that, that might
it.
be problematic, but it's not. So
So it's not
so
problematic?
it's I mean it's expected at least.
Hmm. Did you bring all the geodes that were in this chest?
I believe I took all of them, yeah.
Okay, cool. We need a bunch of copper to make more sprinklers to put in the greenhouse. So
Okay.
if we get some copper, just do a little woohoo! We got copper. Or don't. That would be a weird noise to make. I don't know.
I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Those dwarf scrolls are so frustrating. I think we only need one or two more, and every time I find one, it's number 3.
Yeah, that is frustrating.
Also, Clint, why are you doing this by hand? You could use a hydraulic press, or there's so many other ways you could process these. Why don't I do this on my farm? Is there a way to cut Clint out of this?
I think there is a machine you can unlock eventually. I
Woohoo,
don't
we
think we
got
have access
copper!
to it yet.
Woohoo!
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So there is a way at some point.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did we get anything that we should donate?
Are you out of inventory space?
I am. I do have
Uh,
one donatable item, and it's obsidian.
Maybe I should just come buy some copper then, if you don't want to do a whole other trip to
Oh, it's
the
okay.
blacksmith.
Yeah, I could give you the copper I have too.
Oh yeah.
How do I give it to you? X? Yeah. Oh, offer. Sorry. And
Like in the
another
chat
one.
says the item is called a geode crusher. It costs 1 coal and it takes forever. And she still ends up using Clint because it's faster. Do you
That.
wanna drop me some geodes too?
Oh, yeah,
Maybe just
sure.
like 4 or 5.
Cool. How do I drop it out of my inventory? Oh, there it is. And I immediately picked it up again. Good
I got
job.
4.
Oh, you
Yep, yep.
did? Okay.
Yeah.
Can we both use Clint at once?
Maybe we should find out
I'm
for
doing it
science.
right now.
Nice. Me too.
Clint, multi-dimensional being. He must be a Jerry. And I've run out of space again.
Okay.
All right. I'll go sell what I've found. That's fine. So, if you had the option to commute by minecart, would you do it?
Like to my job,
Yeah.
there's a train that goes from my house to my job, so I think I kind of do.
Well, okay. Yes, but a train has seats and a roof and
Hmm.
I don't know, a lot of other non-minecart-ish pieces on it.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. Um,
Whereas, like the minecart, it's like a little roller coaster.
yeah, I think if my alternative was walking, I would do it, unless I did it once and it turned out to be really uncomfortable. Like maybe uh, it jostles you a ton, or maybe it gets hot in the sun. I don't know. There's a lot of variables here.
The comfort, but you're saying comfort really does matter. It
Oh
even if
yeah.
it's faster, it might not be
Yeah.
the preferable option.
I mean, like it would
Interesting.
be faster for me to get to work in a slingshot than walking, but I wouldn't do that.
You don't have a cannon that you use to shoot yourself to work?
No. And even if I did, I would not use it.
Weird.
Scample says a reenactment of Snowball Express on the way to work. Do do you know what Snowball Express is?
Yeah, it's a movie.
Hmm.
I think it's a 1970s Disney film actually, and it's a live action about a dude who has this great uncle he didn't know about who dies and leaves him all this land and like a super decrepit hotel. And it's in the middle of nowhere, but he doesn't realize that he's not super wealthy, so he quits his job in the city. There's a classic 1970s computers are evil scene where he like makes the computer freak out, and there is a minecart race partway through the film that is quite exciting.
Nice. Okay, how about you? Pros and cons of minecart travel. Would you
Okay,
do it?
pros: roller coaster every day. Uh, Cons: I live in a place that's basically all hills. So half the ride would be fun and the other half would be extremely boring as I'm slowly pulled up a hill towards my destination.
Fair. Okay.
Pro: it's all like on a timed track, I'm imagining. So traffic isn't really a problem anymore.
Yeah. Do you think the other villagers know about the minecarts? You never see them using them.
Oh, that's a great question.
Did the
I
Junimos make that as a little secret just for you?
I, I don't know. Maybe they're morally opposed to minecarts?
Wait, why would they repair it then? Oh, the townspeople?
Yeah.
Okay, just like we're opposed to tools.
Uh-huh.
We're trying to take down big minecart.
Or maybe they don't. Maybe it like takes a key or something that only we have.
Hmm.
Big minecart. Yeah, I don't know. I can't really think of a reason that they wouldn't. Well, except that they already live in town, so why would they?
Oh yeah, that's fair.
But who's the lady that runs the bus? That's Pam, right?
Yeah.
She at least could make good use of it.
Yeah, if she could just like walk across the river and then take it to the bus stop.
Yeah.
Oh, Scamble says that one of the townspeople knows, but he says that they're unreliable. Is that like a dialogue early on? That would make sense. It's like a hint to the player that they can be repaired. Well, I am smelting some iron and copper to make some sprinklers for uh, for the greenhouse when we have it. So we'll be all ready to go with that when we stream next time. Should we go do our donation ritual? And should I stop calling it ritual?
I think we have to call it ritual. It's in
Okay.
their contract now. All right. Yeah, let's do it. So, I've never completed the community center before. Do people treat you better after it's complete? Are they happier?
Yeah, they just like throw flower petals everywhere you walk, just on the floor in front of you.
Did they give you a crown of olive trimmings and gold
Weirdly,
leaf?
it's just a crown of olives. Um, yeah, so completing the bulletin board actually does get you a bunch of friendship points with a bunch of people in town. So that's cool. I think there's a few lines of dialogue about it, and people hang out at the community center once it's finished, so that's cool. You can like see that they appreciate it. I don't remember them treating you any differently though.
Do they
I think. Oh yeah, I've got the hardwood.
bundle complete? Reward
Yeah.
bridge repair.
I think we still need the snow yam before we get the bridge repair.
It okay. Charcoal kiln turns 10 pieces of wood into 1 piece of coal. That is extremely wasteful if you are us.
Yeah, that's definitely for the toolers out there.
And what do we got here? Quality crops. We got 5 golden melons. They're not made of gold, but they've been rated gold. Bundle
FDA
complete.
approved.
Reward preserves jar. Great.
Oh, nice. That's how we make jam.
And summer crops bundle. We got the melon. We got the blueberry. And look at this. They're all in the correct spots. Good
Yes, I
job.
love that.
Good
That's so
job, us.
satisfying.
And we got a quality sprinkler.
Nice. We can use that in the greenhouse.
And we've got a cutscene where I am just terrified of the Junimos.
Okay, so I was running in circles when that cutscene triggered, and my character just slid across the floor while screaming.
You were truly startled.
Love that.
Okay, I have to say that the Junimos are quite cute. So many wonderful bundles, thank you. That's the cutest thing anyone sent to me. I can sit in the chair,
Hey, nice.
and they made me a meal. But you don't get any.
I can sit, at least. Man, have you ever seen worse man spreading than this?
I think it's
I
just
would-
that we're short and the chairs are for adults, so we're like,
Oh, okay. So this is child spreading.
yeah.
Oh, geez, it's midnight. How did that happen?
I don't know, but the
Okay.
townspeople are going to be gossiping about our rituals at midnight in the abandoned community center.
It'll be like a solution to a Clue game. It was Jared and Berkeley in the pantry at midnight with the candlestick.
With the candlestick. Classic.
I played that game a lot at my friend's house, and her set of the game had 2 wrenches for some reason. So whenever we set up the game, I would grab both of them and pantomime dual wielding wrenches. It was
That's,
probably only amusing to me and not to anyone else.
that's your zombie apocalypse survival weaponry.
Yeah.
And now I'm imagining
Dual
like
wield
you,
wrenches.
except completely jacked. Like
You mean I'm not?
running around. Well, I mean, you're a little jacked, but you're not completely jacked. But I'm imagining not just like hand wrenches, but like those huge, comically large, adjustable crescent wrenches.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
If I ever make a video game, that character's actually probably the next D&D campaign I play in. That's going to be my guy.
Okay. Well, thank you everyone for joining us. We completed the pantry. We got the greenhouse, and now we can go plant. Not now. Next week we can plant our winter seeds
Can
in
we
the
look at it?
greenhouse. Yeah. Do you have any bombs?
I I can get some. I'll do that. Oh, we got a
Take a little
till.
peek inside. This will be the.
Oh,
We do have to till inside. I mostly meant for like getting to the
getting
greenhouse.
in. Okay.
Yeah, we won't save this day or finish this day. I just want to peek inside. This is momentous, you guys. Big Tool is never going to financially recover from this accomplishment that we just made today. And all of you were here to witness it.
I'm a little worried our crops might not recover from this accomplishment if I blow up a bomb this close.
Well, we don't really need any of these crops anymore since we completed the summer bundle.
All right. We're not exactly environmentalists. All
Or
right.
farm, right?
Ah, here we are. Wow. It
I'm
is
in.
so much bigger.
Yeah, it is.
That was
Chartist greenhouse.
the most legendary use of that phrase I've ever heard, Berkeley. That was great.
Weren't you the one that said it?
No, you said it. I'm in.
Oh, I thought you meant the bigger on the
It's
inside.
just perfect comedic timing. No, but I do generally try to praise myself extremely. Yeah. Excessively. That's
Yeah.
what I meant to say.
So we can plant some fruit trees in here for some year-round fruit. And then obviously use all this space for growing for some winter seeds. And then after that, whatever we want, because those are the last crops that we need for the community center.
This is the perfect space for not planting anything and then just simulating PE class where you run laps around the edge the whole time.
Yes. Maybe we can get maybe Gus. He kind of looks like a PE teacher. Get him to come in and just blow a whistle at us.
Blow a whistle and then just play music nobody really likes. Yeah.
Do you remember how our state banned dodgeball in high school PE class? And so our school made up a new game called Spatial Awareness, where you would stand on opposite sides of the room and throw dodgeballs at each other.
Yeah, I do remember that. And I didn't know that was
Amazing.
why. I just thought our school was weird and they didn't know what actual dodgeball was. But
I,
now I know.
maybe I'm fuzzy on the details.
I like it better that way. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna
What can
keep
I
telling
say?
it that way. Low
All right.
stakes.
Well, thanks everyone
Thank you,
for watching
everyone.
and helping us get this far. It's been so fast. I did not think that we'd be able to complete what we have as quickly as we have.
We
And
have 3 items left. 3 more items to donate, and then we're done with the community center. This is amazing.
it's just a little surreal. Those darn snow yams.
Western snow yams and apples and pomegranates.
All right. Well, thanks again for joining us here on Stardew Valley Tools Aren't Real Edition. As always, you can follow us on Instagram or YouTube by going to our Linktree link in the About section of our Twitch page or in the bio of our Instagram page, wherever you find us. Like I mentioned at the beginning of the stream, we're going to try to share some shorts, which may or may not contain some of our favorite moments and maybe some of your favorite moments if you're anything like us.
What I'm really hoping for is that you just take like a little 5-second awkward silence and just loop that.
Just,
Is there any chances that that will be the short that you pick?
I can make that happen.
Yes.
Stardew Valley Tools Aren't
Right.
Real Edition, just breathing sounds. Oh yeah.
All right, we'll see you next time. Thank you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.